The pregnancy case. It wasn't just by their appearance that was strange. When things happen around them, whenever Baba Obomosho went to the farm, he would encounter snakes that block his path. If Mama Obomosho tried to sell her roasted plantains in the market, the firewood would refuse to catch fire, or customers will suddenly fall ill. Sade and Ojo, who should have been playing with other children, were avoided like plagues. Dem go infect our children with the curse villagers would muttered under their breath. One of the remote village called Iboroko, deep inside the deep forest of southwest African Nigeria country, there was a peculiar family that everyone in the community feared but could not fully understand. They were the Obomosho family, a family of four. Baba Obomosho, a humble farmer, Mama Obomosho, who sold roasted plantain by the roadside, and their two children, Sade, a 14 years old girl, and Ojo, a 10 years old boy. But this family carried a strange burden. All the four of them had swollen stomach like they were pregnant. Yes, even the father and the small boy, their big bellies made them look like people are ready to give birth at any moment. And this condition has turned them into misery in the village. People whispered behind their backs. They called them Abobaku, the cursed ones. Some said it was rare sickness, others swore it was a punishment from the gods. No one could explain why this was happening to them, and no doctor, herbalist, or pastor could provide them cure. Strange signs everywhere. It wasn't just by their appearance, there was a strange weird things happening around them. Whenever Baba Omosho went to the farm, he would encounter snakes that block his path. If Mama Obomosho tried to sell her roasted plantains in the market, the firewood would refuse to catch fire, or customers will suddenly fall ill. Sade and Ojo, who should have been playing with other children, were avoided like plague. Dem go infect our children with the curse. Villagers would murder under their breath. Life for the Obomosho family was full of suffering. Baba Obomosho could not keep a steady job, and the little money Mama Obomosho made could barely feed them. Every day was a great struggle, and every night was filled with unanswered prayers. But Mama Obomosho had a secret, a deep secret so dark that is in her chest like a hot coal. She knew why the family was cursed, but she was too afraid to confess. Many years ago, before she became Mama Obomosho, she was known as Aduke. Aduke was a strongly beautiful young woman. She had the kind of beauty that could stop any man in his tracks. But Aduke's heart was cold and her face was pretty. She enjoyed using her beauty to deceive and destroy many men. One of her victims was a young poor boy named Larry. Larry was an orphan who worked as a palm wine tapper. He loved Aduke with all his heart and did everything he could to please her, even though he had little to offer. Aduke pretended to love him back and was secretly using him to get money and gifts from him. When Larry discovered her betrayal, he was devastated. He begged her to stay with him, but Adekunle mocked him. "You think I go fit follow palm wine tapper like you?" she sneered. "Go and find your level." Adekunle insulted Larry. Larry went and consulted a powerful herbalist in the forest because he was heartbroken. The man was touched by Larry's pain. "Adekunle, you will never know any peace. For every tear Larry shed, you and your children will suffer. Your womb will carry burden of your wickedness, and your entire family will live with shame, not until you confess your sins." Years passed by and Adekunle married Obomosho. She thought she has escaped the curse, but it was only given in a wait. The first child, Sade, was born without any issue, but when Sade turned to 10, her stomach began to swell mysteriously. Doctors in the city could not explain it. Not long after Ojo was born, and by the time he turned 7, his stomach began to swell also. The family tried everything from herbalists to pastors and even sacrificing goat and chicken to appease the gods, but nothing worked for them. When Baba Obomosho own belly started swelling, they knew this was a serious problem and not ordinary one. One rainy night after years of suffering in silence, Baba Obomosho called a family meeting. The rain beat hard on their roof in their small mud house as the family gathered around. "Dis thing don too much," Baba Omosho said, his voice heavy with frustration. "We go die like dis if we no find solution." Sade, who was now a teenager, spoke up. "Papa, wetin we go do? Doctor no fit help, pastor no fit help, even the herbalist no fit help." Ojo was too young to understand fully, looked his father with wide teary eyes. "Papa, why God no like us?" Mama Bomosho sat silently in the corner, her heart pounding. She knew the truth, but fear and shame kept her tongue tight. That night, as the rain poured and the thunder rolled across the sky, Mama Momosho couldn't longer bear the weight of her guilt. She sneaked out of the house and knelt in the moody compound. "Lare," she cried into the darkness, "if your spirit dey hear me, abeg forgive me. Na me do you wrong. Na me cause all dis wahala for my family. I no mean to destroy you, but I don destroy myself and my children. Abeg forgive me." As she wept and confessed, something strange happened. The rain stopped suddenly and the night became clear and quiet. Baba Obomosho, Sade and Ojo rushed outside to see what was happening. "Mama, wetin you dey do for outside?" Baba Obomosho asked, confused. Mama Obomosho fell to her knees and confessed everything, her wickedness, the cause, and how she was keeping it secret all these years. As she spoke, a bright light filled the sky and the earth beneath them shook. By morning, the family woke up to discover that their bellies had turned to normal. The curse was lifted. Tears of joy flowed as they hugged each other tightly. The Obomosho story spread throughout Igboroko village. Mama Obomosho, now humbled by her past, became a source of wisdom for young women in the village. She would often gather them and say, "Be careful how you treat people. Wetin you do today fit haunt your children tomorrow." Baba Obomosho started a small cocoa farm, and Sade and Oje finally went to school without fear of being mocked. Through the scares of their past, remember, the Obomosho family found peace at last, and so the tale of the Kos family who carried pregnancy for years until they confessed and broke the spell. They became legends in Iboroku. A reminder of how the sins of one person can reach through generations, but also how forgiveness and truth can heal everyone and his or her deepest wound. What you do today can affect not just you, but also your future generations. Adekunle's wickedness in her youth brought suffering to her entire family, showing that our actions have fear and reaching consequences. Holding on to guilt and hiding the truth can prolong pain, but confessing and seeking forgiveness can bring healing and peace. Mama Obomosho's confession was the key to breaking the curse. This story teaches us to live with integrity, take our responsibilities for our actions, and embrace the power and the truth in forgiveness. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Click to the notification bell. Thank you.